Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is July 25th, 2021. Howard, how is your Italian vacation?
I'm talking with my hands a lot. It's very good for charting. So, yeah, I'm at my,
Firstly, because they talk with their hands a lot, right?
they talk with their hands, makes it, they're much cleaner people wiping their, after they go to the bathroom. They're very quick. It's very quick. The Italians are devastated. I mean, my inside take is, America has got so many consumers, not that Italy's tiny, but boy, just tourism matters here. And what the hell are you drinking? You're probably gonna have to go to the bathroom. What is that?
Green juice, cucumber, green stuff, chard.
That's why you look good and I don't. So anyways, it's I'm tipping big, paying it forward here. The economy is, I think the government's handing out money, but these small businesses and towns, there's only locals. It's not this is their busiest season. So I would imagine they've lost now 2 summers. Sorry, I was just for a run. It feels like they've lost 2 summers. Florence was really dead, which is fun for me as a tourist, but I'd prefer to see people doing better. So it's a little disappointing. The I think they're a little bit better vaccination rate than the U.S. Anyways, let's get to the markets.
Let's take a look at Italy real quick then, since you're talking about it. Let's go to monthly. It's basically
Italy is just in its own world. I always say the VIX is for you can't touch anything in Italy. There's great entrepreneurs, there's great food, there's great hospitality, but it's not everything closes for 3 hours a day in the middle of the day here. It's La Dolce Vita. But Greece, I think, is doing very well, and Spain, from what I hear from the locals, my friends. But again, they're probably going to, like France, do lockdown or kind of you have to in public places.
well, no one is doing better than the US. The S&P is back to
Oh
all-time
my God. Yeah.
50-day moving average for like the 10th time. Last Monday, bounced again strong, finished strong, led by mega caps, the Amazons, Apple, Google, Facebook of the world. Earnings season has basically just began. Snapchat and Twitter totally crushed estimates. So inflation or not, tech companies are making money, and they're making more money than ever before. And those earnings reports basically ignited a rally in other social media stocks, in other advertising related stocks, like Roku and
Roku's beast. Roku's going higher, I think. I mean, obviously Snap. I mean, what bothers me about Snap, and I own some, is the valuation. I hate saying the valuation, but I think a lot of this has to be to internet money coming out of China. I mean, if you look at K-Web, I mean, listen, I got to get into this because I own Tencent and I own Alibaba, and just kicking myself. This has been in a downtrend. I think the lesson here for me, or we've learned this in Mexico too, is there was this thing where I was like too big to cheat. Where Tencent, if you pull up a chart of Tencent, Tencent and Alibaba didn't need to cheat. You can call Chinese companies whatever you want, but they're making so much money, they never needed to cheat. But I think as we've learned, they're too big for Z, and Z being authoritarian leader. They got too big. I never thought it could happen. I thought the nation would revolt if they took out the leaders of the big tech companies, but not a peep. I think they're untouchable companies. I think this is great for U.S. internet stocks. Again, valuations aside, if you look at the breakout in Snapchat and even Twitter, I think if we pull up, and Facebook, for Christ's sake, I mean, that breakout in Snapchat.
all of them, the entire social media space.
Yeah, the ARPU is what caught me. I think again, Twitter hasn't proven much yet. other than the passionate user base. But I think you see it there with Google. They're the leader. I'm in Italy. I give you a Google. I mean, just what you can do with maps, just the way you can live off the grid with. You don't need the other products. I need my iPhone, and I need Google. I was in the beach at on the Italian Riviera today with some friends, and I was just looking up. I was just curious about real estate prices. And if you Google the town, it's like Google's thinking for it. Like I found out everything that I would need to know to make an investment within 2 minutes. I don't know if it'd be a great investment. I'm just saying you could size up property and everything within 2 minutes from your phone to make an informed, understanding decision based on your eyes and ears with the help of Google. So, Google's proven again and again the pandemic, you know, turned it into a skyrocketing stock again, is that it's pretty much with your iPhone all you need to make a living. The other thing, if you go back to Facebook, as I've been trying to pivot myself into e-commerce, and I never really considered Facebook an e-commerce stock. I've always done it through Amazon, Shopify, and Farfetch. But in making some private investments through our fund social leverage, I've had to start spending money on Instagram and spend money I have. And really, the more you try and spend money on Instagram, the more ads you get. And it really is amazing, from cycling and a golf perspective, like they don't curate it well, but like between Shopify Pay and Amazon, and Facebook, you never have to leave your couch, and you can get you don't even need Amazon. Between Shopify and Facebook, you can do this. So I think these breakouts make sense, with interest rates the way they are. I'd like to see some broader participation, but then everybody says that, and everybody is saying, the advanced decline line sucks. So what do you say? And then I was going to show a few other names, Ivan. It's quick. Illumina, ILMN. It's a long time stock I've followed and owned a few shares. That looks like it's going to go. And then eBay broke out. And I just think this is just more money coming out of Chinese internet stocks by institutions and piling into US leaders, the laggards even. We're seeing with Twitter, and we're seeing it with eBay. And eBay still, like, you and I may not use it, but like 90% of the American public and the rest of the world is still shopping on here. Do you use eBay, Ivan?
I haven't used it in probably 10 years or 15 years. But even Money, which is the South American eBay, is also breaking out. So
yeah, unfortunately, there you got to deal with their crazy governments in Brazil and what have you. So, so I don't know. It looks good. Those are some breakouts. You go through what you've been seeing, because you've been talking a lot about the COVID stocks and biotech and some other things. So walk me through how you're seeing things.
Basically, this year there are like two major themes: COVID and inflation. And at different points of the year, each of them has been, on the front page. Inflation was on the front page like the first 5 months, and then we saw small caps outperforming, industrial metals and energy, oil and gas. All of those names were outperforming for the first 5 months. And then as the market figured out that all the mutations of COVID are kind of coming back, then we saw that rotation into tech again. Because for like 4 or 5 months, if you remember, tech like Facebook and Amazon and Apple have been kind of consolidating sideways for a while, and then starting in, I don't know, about June, I guess, maybe April, they started to break out again. For the past few weeks, basically, we're seeing the same trend, like anything related to COVID. It's not just vaccines. And obviously those stocks are not going to go up forever. They'll have competitors, they'll come up with other methods like pills and other stuff. But so far they're the leaders, Moderna and BNTX.
I wrote about this Moderna, 100 billion market cap. And would I rather own Moderna or Snapchat at 100 billion over the next 10 years? I don't own Moderna, unfortunately, but this is what I'm starting to think through. If we're going to be in this perpetual bullish, there's no alternative environment, Moderna can be, it's the goddamn vaccine, and we're only 1 year into this. And but anyways, keep going, keep down.
Yeah,
And as I said, Illumina on the testing side was an
yeah,
amazing San Diego company.
into testing, like QDEO, Logic, but I think these are all like San Diego companies. TMO have been working up. Obviously, not great setups, but
I think the biotech's breaking out. IBB. Oh, Thermo. That company is breaking out. Yeah, Thermo.
XBI is not doing that great as a sector, but select stocks in it are. So also fast food delivery like Domino's and
just legend. McDonald's broke out, which is one of my 8 to 80, so that broke out.
Papa John's, like the market is basically, there was no panic on Monday, when the market, gapped down, because the market has already been through that COVID-related sell-off, and it already has a playbook what to do, and the playbook is just, buy tech, buy software, buy fast food delivery.
Yeah, the playbook seems kind of obvious.
Helps people to like anything social distancing related, like Lululemon, also those recreational boats, HZO. So basically, this is the big trend right now. Anything related to COVID, and obviously we're in the midst of earnings season, and all the big mega cap companies are reporting this week. Just judging by the way the market reacted to Snapchat and Twitter, and even Twitter managed to beat expectations. So you can imagine what Facebook and is going to do. And this is why the market reacted like this on Friday, and all those tech names went up.
Yeah, the big story this week, obviously I'm biased, is the Robinhood IPO. I watched the live stream. Maybe we pull up Coinbase and take a look. I think what institutions, not that they matter as much anymore, but they do. You can see in April, the buzz leading up to Coinbase and kind of Bitcoin and all these things topped. There was also the conference in June, the Bitcoin conference. So with this retail, if we pull up, well, we can't pull up Hood, but Robinhood's, scheduled IPO at around 30 to 40 billion. I think it'll be interesting to see if there's any glitches or if this marks some kind of top in the market. Schwab looks a little, short-term toppy there. Well, I mean, they just got a $200 million fine. But if we look at Goldman, so we'll see. Goldman just launched a Robinhood supposedly competitor called, I forget what it's called, but so everybody wants to be retail, and I think, or offer do-it-yourself investing. And I think that's good because passive investing was leading us off this low vol cliff. But at the same time as this Robinhood IPO, kind of a short-term top in the market. I think Barron's was out this weekend saying steer clear, which is a good sign. They generally get the big things wrong on the short-term basis. So maybe too many people were leaning against this Robinhood event. I think they did a great job on the roadshow, with the payment for order flow stuff, which will be never ending. The CFO and the COO were basically saying, listen, it's better for small investors, to have payment for order flow than paying commission. I think they should have led with this much earlier because it's just fact. If you want passive investing, which creates massive problems with companies like GE and all those Fortune 500 companies that just get this money every month from the Vanguard and from BlackRock versus increasing volatility on the edges. People do blow up their accounts from doing stupid things, but that's how markets need to work. They're risky and buyer beware. So I think this is going to be one of the most interesting IPOs since Facebook, because of what could go wrong. You know, how do they control flipping at the retail? Will they be able to control flipping? What will the institutions do on Thursday with the stock when it hits the market? So I'm pretty excited to see. But at the same time, you know, like I said, China's doing itself no favors and really mucking it up for their companies. And maybe they just don't care. I mean, obviously it seems that way, but Americans want internet stocks, and that's why you, like I said, you're seeing Snap, eBay do this. But that you can't own Chinese internet down here. It needs to reverse
Yeah, it looks like
like right now.
like down 30% and breaking down, but
Yeah, but it's not financials. It's just the government. These companies, you know, Tencent's a huge owner of Snapchat shares and Fortnite. So um, it's not the financials, it's trust. And American institutions, man, there's a lot of choices of U.S. companies to buy. So, anyways, be an interesting week. Hope you're doing well. I'll be back for next week, but you know, U.S. seems to be the strongest market in a little bit sketchy world. And then the VIX reversed. You know, it started to shoot up and then it just reversed. Did you notice that?
exactly. Yeah, well, VXX went to 35 and reversed. Yeah, exactly.
So the market just seems not ready to roll over here, and I think it just has to do with rates and the government just is kind of stuck, you know, passing out money right now. So I don't know.
There's still
Anyway,
the system, the government is still buying mortgage bonds, keeping the rates at record lows. So of course the market is going to go up. And
yeah, I bet you we'll get too much supply in housing. The home builders are not going to stop building and try and time the market. They're just going to keep building and get stuck like always with inventory. So you know, I'll keep an eye on that. They look like they've just digested these gains great, but I mean, I know that supply will keep increasing. So we will see. Thursday, big day, I think, though, Ivan. What's your take on Robinhood IPO? Higher, lower?
no idea. I think it'll probably open 50% above their whatever price they list.
So did you put in to own some shares?
No, if
Huh.
I own it, it'll be later after it sets up. I think it like as a general rule of thumb, you don't really want to rush in and own super popular names like right on the first day. So
Mhm. All right, my man. Have a great week, and we will see you next week.
yeah, all right, Howard.
See you.